Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and BigGTV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by the law offices of John Day. They've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day. Danny Brewer here, extremely pleased to be joined now by Eagleville Mastermind, the Floyd Walker. Coach Walker, how are you this morning?
Man, I'm good, Danny. I'm upright, and I'm on this side of the grass, so I'm doing well.
A little bit of a challenging night last night, but things went really, really well. Looks like for Eagleville football, 42-0. Got to be pleased with the shutout always. I know you're an offensive guy, but defense.
I am. I'm always pleased when you're able to shut somebody out, especially when you go on the road. And I thought our kids did a tremendous job. You know, it was the first road game of the season for us. I thought we traveled well. I thought they were able to, pay attention to detail, keep their mind on the task at hand, and have a successful night. So I was pleased with it.
So their homeschool team, Tennessee,
Right.
Where do they play their home games at?
They play them at Mount Juliet Middle School.
Okay.
The old Mount Juliet High School. They're courteous enough to them and roll out the red carpet and allow them to come over there and play home games. So it's a good setup for them.
Very good, Coach. So let's talk a little bit about that defense. A couple of the kids I want to highlight. How about Grant Cooper? I think he had a good game last night.
Hey, anytime I can talk about Grant Cooper, I mean, I'm thrilled about it because that's one of those kids that's been in the program for 4 years. We hadn't been able to play a whole lot, probably not as much as he'd like, but he's waited his turn, and he's excelling right now. He's our Mike linebacker. He makes all the calls, all the checks, and just really, really happy for him and happy for the way that he's playing and contributing this year.
So when you talk about a kid waiting his turn, and we've talked about this many times about the life lessons that football teaches, but that's good for him. Hey, if you do what you're supposed to, opportunities will arise.
That's exactly right. And the whole thing about it is it's not an instant coffee type of deal. You're not going to microwave anything and get it when you want it. You got to be patient. You got to work. You got to keep your head down and keep grinding. And he's done that. And there's nothing more evident about it and we tease him that, he got named Mr. EHS this year. So it's just been a great fall for that young man.
Outstanding. Okay, let's talk about another kid on defense, Thomas Solomon. I think he had some tackles and a fumble recovery. Talk a little bit about Thomas Solomon.
Thomas is playing both ways for us, playing running back, playing outside linebacker. The thing about Thomas is he's a competitor. He's a 2, 3, 4 time, state qualifier in wrestling, and he just competes at a high level. He's a physical kid. Yeah, he's short like me, but he gets the most out of his ability. So we're glad he's on our side.
Well, that's good. So he's kind of like got low center of gravity. But
yeah, he's got low center of gravity. He sure does.
So I think you had another kid. Let's talk about offense for a second. 42 points on the board. Benton Fox. 3 carries, no. He was a quarterback. So 3 for 5 passing, 71 yards. Talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, I mean we're fortunate we didn't have to throw it a lot, but I thought Benton did a good job of getting the ball out on time, getting the ball to where it needs to go, and being accurate with it. And those are the things that we've been trying to instill in him and work on. And I thought that he was able to do those things last night. And he also made a physical run for a touchdown, which we were pleased with. So. He's making some steps and some gains, and the future's going to be extremely bright for that young man. He's just a sophomore right now. So
I understand that diversity is good on offense, but when you only have to throw the ball 5 times and you score 42 points, that's pretty good.
I mean, I've always said if you can block and tackle, you got an opportunity to win games, and if you can run the ball and stop the run, you got an opportunity to win games, and that's what we always try to hang our hat on is we want to run the ball, we want to stop the run, and we want to try to be physical at the point of attack, and I thought our kids did a super job last night against Tennessee, who basically played with 9 people in the box all night long.
So let's talk a little bit about offense and run the football. Marshall Fields, that's the kid that I was thinking about.
Yeah.
So I think he had 3 carries for 60 yards with 2 touchdowns. So that's 20 yards a carry. That's Floyd Walker numbers.
Yeah, right. Marshall never be as good as I am. Y'all tell him that too. Well, I tell you what, Marshall's had 2 big weeks in a row. Last night, we lined him up at quarterback some, and we give him the ball and give him an opportunity to get outside in space. And he's a track kid too, and he's got some speed. And if he walked in this building, you'll be impressed. He's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 foot 175 somewhere. So he's got some decent size about him too. But he's starting to play a lot better, and he's starting to understand how to get the ball and what to do with the ball once he's in space. So we're extremely pleased to him, and we're glad that we can get the ball to him in a couple of different ways.
Coach, obviously what you just said about this kid, getting him in space, things like that, understanding the piece to the puzzle you have and putting them in the right spot,
Right.
that's also very important offensively, right?
It is. But basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to line up offensively and take what they give you, okay, or what you think they give you. And we thought that if we got a certain formation, put him at quarterback, that we would match up number-wise. It's a numbers game. If they got more in the box and you can block them, they're probably going to be successful. But if you can get it even and the quarterback can run the ball, most defenses can't account for the quarterback. So we kind of felt that way, and we had a little success with it last night.
Okay, so Eagle 2-1 right now. I don't know if you pay any attention to this, if it matters at all. I think that there's some rankings, and
No.
so
I mean, we've seen it. We don't try to buy into it. All we try to do is take care of Eagle. We're going to try to do what we do. We talk about it. Don't really matter who we're playing against. All we want to try to do is make sure that the best version of us shows up on Friday night. Whatever the rankings are, that's rat poison. That's what Nick Saban calls it. It's rat poison. But we don't spend a whole lot of time talking about it. We addressed it early this week, and we talked about it for maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and we won't talk about it anymore. All we're going to do is talk about whoever's on our schedule next and the things we have to do to take care of Eagle.
because at the end of the day, paper does not decide the outcome, right?
No, it don't. It don't. I let you guys do all that stuff. Y'all talk about who shot John and all that stuff. All we're trying to do is score one more point than the opponent.
Well, that's absolutely right, Coach. So let's talk a little bit about the schedule and who you got coming up. I think next week you're at Cascade.
Cascade on a Thursday night. Cascade is an explosive football team. My understanding is that they've got 11 transfers in from different places. I don't know where everybody came from. I do know that quarterback came from Webb over in Bell Buckles, and I know he's a good player. They've got some speed. They got a lot of athletic ability and some size. It'll be call it what it is. It'll be single A Eagleville taking on 3A Cascade. So we're gonna bump up in classification to play some people, and it's a deal to where they played in the past, and the two communities are familiar with one another, and it ought to be good gates for Cascade.
Because that's one of those cool community rival games.
Right. It is. I mean, I think they've been playing each other for several years in either basketball and baseball. Football's only been on the scene at Eagleville for 20, 22 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. So when the two communities can get together, it's always a great gathering. It's a good atmosphere.
So, Coach, as you move forward through the season, you always want to get better from week to week.
Right.
You think you're doing that? You think you get better?
I think we are. We will, like I said, when the season started, we felt good about our linemen, and I think they've held true to form. We knew we had to develop some young people, and we're starting to do that with some people in the secondary defensively, some people at wide receiver offensively, and basically our quarterback was still a young, inexperienced kid because he didn't start very many games, but we're starting to mature through the process of it, and I think we're trending in the right way, but we just got to continue to keep our head down and keep working every day.
Because nothing tells you what's going to happen until the lights come on, right? And you on Friday nights because practices and scrimmages and all that stuff, yeah, that's good, but at the end of the day, it's what happens between when the lights come on.
Exactly right, because you don't know what goes on with kids 24/7. Yeah, I mean, even at the college level, when they're 18 to 20, well, nowadays in college, 18 to 40, I guess. But
you got any eligibility left, Coach?
No, I'm out. You don't know what's going on in their life. They don't. You try to have great relationship with them, but sometimes there's things going on and you don't know what may have upset a kid. You're just trying to make sure that you're helping the kids navigate to where their feet are. And that's all we talk about. You have to be where your feet are every single day. If you're in class, then your feet are in that classroom. You need to be on what the topic is. If you're at football practice and that's where your feet are, then you need to be on what your assignments are in football. So that's what we try to get our kids to understand.
You know, the great thing about Floyd Walker is all of the great Floyd Walker isms. You have to be where your feet are. I love that, Coach. Let's talk about thoroughbred racing for a second, where your feet are. So Goliad is running in the Mint Millions today. If they run it, hopefully it won't get rained out, but at Kentucky Downs, Mint Millions, $2.5 million, Goliad. He's going for 2 in a row. He doesn't have a lot of success other places, but last year he won 2 races there. But what's the key to continuing to be successful, Yoko? Because you want to build every week like we talked about. What do you think the biggest key for Eagleville to be Goliad and maybe repeat next week with the performance that you have this week?
Practice. It's practice. I mean, creating the habits that are going to allow you to be successful. That's what it always comes down to. Do you do the habits that's going to make you line down right, get the call right, take the first right steps, get off on the whistle? It's the same thing. It goes back to your training.
So Goliad just needs to break well, get out to the front. That's what he did last year, and just do the same things that he's always done, right? And he'll be successful.
That's right.
Okay, you heard it there from Floyd Walker. We appreciate it, Coach. We certainly wish you the best luck. If you want to see a good, hard-nosed football game, I would say go to Cascade next Thursday night.
Thursday night. And our middle school, by the way, is going to play Tuesday night, and it's going to have to be middle school homecoming.
Outstanding. Okay, Coach, we certainly wish you the best of luck. That's Floyd Walker with Eagleville. The Coaches Show is brought to you by JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates, jewelry, letter jackets, yearbooks, graduation products, and more online at jhacompany.com.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Alsop Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Alsop Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Alsop Heating and Air, your Ring Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAlsop.com.
Choosing the right insurance can be overwhelming. That's where Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance comes in. At Rayburn, we're not just about policies, we're about people. Rick Hall will take the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage at the best price. We've been serving our community since 1973. So why not let Rick Hall take the stress out of insurance? Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency, where you're more